We play the game. We know the emotions of the game.
Yes.
And you not only that, but we are some instinctive people.
Yes. Thank you.
And we have our own mind. And we know how hard it is to go from one end to the other end.
Yes.
Against a solid defense or a solid offense or a strong offense, however you want to look at it. They sit back here trying to play matchmaker. They ain't doing shit in between the lines. No. You out here trying to...
Well, the number said this because of this and that. No, the number said it's third down. We need to... We ain't make it. We need to kick this field goal.
The number said Emmitt Smith was not even supposed to be the all-time leading rusher. That's what the number said. Emmitt Smith wasn't even supposed to be in the league no more than 3.5, 4 years. That's what the number said. That's what the number said.
What did Emmitt say, goddamn?
Emmitt said 15. Emmitt said 18.
How many yards he say rushing?
18,355.
What'd he say?
He said 164 touchdowns.
How many Super Bowls he said?
He said 3 Super Bowls and an MVP.
Oh!
What? All?
What did he tell him about the Hall of Fame?
Hey, 2010. 2010.
Come on.
Oh!
Yes, Gator great.
But it is, it's that.
Yes.
That some of these folks don't know. Some of them are so smart, their ass is dumb.
That's what I'm saying. You think you're too smart.
You are.
Hello and welcome to another Sports Spin where we take a sports story and we spin it. I'm Sun-EB7 and thank you for joining. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Hope everyone have a great weekend and a even better Valentine's Day. And if I had to give out any advice to those who's married more than 5 years, just make good decisions. That's all I'm saying. That's all you got to do. Just make good decisions. I know you think it's over, but it ain't. Anyway, today we're going to talk about what you saw up front, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith, one of the legendary Cowboys. Now, you know I bring these things back because, you know, I say some things and it's not long before somebody come on there and validate it as far as I'm concerned, right? So, Emmitt Smith comes out here and you heard him. The numbers. You see how disappointed he is in the Cowboys, and I'm going to tell you, Michael Irvin, him, Troy Aikman, and pretty much all those Cowboys from back then who set the stage, who reinvigorated or re-energized the Cowboy legacy and kept it going, kept the tradition going. Because in the 70s, remember, the 60s, they went to 6 championships. They didn't win none of them, but they went to 6. Then in the 70s, they won 3. 2. Damn, I'm a Cowboy fan, I know. I know it's 70, 71, 77. Yeah, they won 2. Anyway, and then the 90s, they won 3, right? Could have had 4. In the 70s, they could have had 4. Pittsburgh got them Pittsburgh had to come back and beat them both times. That being said, they lost them, but they still got 5. But the legacy continued through Emmitt Smith and those guys. Now, they set a high bar. Had Jerry Jones stayed out the way, that bar was set. No one was going to get that because no one has even come close since. And so, that being said, you see the frustration in him, and he's watching. And the reason why, in some of my earlier shows last week or the week before, or whenever I had a show when I talk about the Cowboys, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you have to have a second team. See, because I'm not telling anybody else what to do, but this is why I have a second team, is because sometimes your favorite team, see, I'm not a fan in the traditional sense. I don't ask for autographs. I talk to all these players. We talk outside the clubs. We talk when I see them in the mall. I don't run up to them and I don't do all that. I'm not a fan in that way. I just know them as people. And they actually appreciate that better. Just a little tip for you. Running out there tomorrow, let me get a autograph on this little t-shirt for the son I don't really have. You know, nobody, they get tired of that. I don't do that. I don't have one autograph, and I've talked to basketball players, football players, baseball players, you name it. But that being said, I've talked to these guys, and And when you look at what Emmitt is talking about and what the Cowboys are doing, I have a second team for the simple reason you don't know what that owner's going to do. I'm not going to sit around here and watch you lose and burn shirts and throw my jerseys in the trash for the show. I don't have time for all that. If you don't figure out how to win, I'm going to watch somebody else because I don't learn nothing from losers. I only learn from winners. And I'm not saying I'm a bandwagoner. I'm just basically saying when you go back in history and you talk about teams, you never talk about the 4 Super Bowl losses to the Vikings, the 4 Super Bowl losses by the Bills. These are obviously some extraordinary teams. But guess what? They lost the game that mattered most. So nobody talks about them. Why? What is there to learn? How to lose? I'm not trashing them. I'm just simply saying, you do it too. I ain't the only one to do this. You don't watch teams that lose. I'm just the one that'll say it. That's it. So I got a second team. So when Jerry Jones want to dance around and play the publicity game and all this, don't lose no sleep over it. He got all that stuff going on and they losing. Well, I go watch the Rams. I can learn something. Now in that video you saw up front, Emmitt was putting it all out there. And I was laughing the whole time. He's like, the number said, this is how we talk when we're not on camera. It's good to see when they get together and they start talking like we talk. None of that media mumbo jumbo. Well, we really thought that it was that the greatest idea ever, that we would try to position ourselves to win. You ain't got time for all that. You're effing around. That's how we talk. We ain't got to do all that. This is football, right? And I know football season is over. This ain't gonna be my last time talking about it. It ain't gonna be nobody else's last time either. That said, Emmitt Smith is putting his feelings out there when he's been quiet for all these years. He said a little bit here and there, but it's funny to see him come out and just give you his whole thing. And he did that this week. He said some other things about quarterbacks that I was pretty intrigued by, because Emmitt usually doesn't go there. Now Troy Aikman will, Michael Irvin will, but Emmitt usually sits in the shadows. He sits in the back, but no. Not in the last week or so. I don't know what happened, but I think he's at his tipping point. He's like, okay, enough of this crap. See, even he got the Super Bowls. You would think that he'd be like, well, whatever, y'all don't win, we still the stars. No, we built that for you to build on it. We didn't build that for it to stop. They sitting here realizing that they could have had 4 Super Bowls in a row and been talked up, they'd have been immortalized as a team. In the meantime, New England goes out and gets 6. And New England couldn't mess with us when we play. You see, there's a lot into that. I said on there, read between the lines. He's telling you what it is. They asked about Mike McCarthy. And Emmitt, that's what I wanted to get into. Emmitt went into what the coaching staff and what kind of mentality they have. That's why I came into it. Go back and look at my videos. You'll see. I'm telling you, it's not about winning in Dallas anymore. This is the new Al Davis. This is just win, baby, while not winning. You're just getting money. That's it. The Cowboys ain't won nothing since. I think when the Cowboys last won, they were able to vote or something. I mean, I'm just saying they haven't won because they're on this hype machine. All they do is hype themselves up. Jerry Jones specifically goes out and get players with names. Nobody's ever paid attention to that. They don't get players that do the job. They get the player with the name because they know people going to watch. And when his pocket's getting fatter, he's making more money losing than he did winning. Yeah. See, when your owner get into that kind of stuff, then you have to say, well, let me get an extra team here because he's tripping. And when they asked about Mike McCarthy, he didn't want to say it, but he said enough. He said enough to say, well, I like Mike McCarthy, but I don't know what they're on, yada, yada, yada. I'll tell it. I'll say it. He's a yes man. They was like, well, don't you think that his hands were tied? No, his hands wasn't tied. He's going to do what Jerry Jones tell him. You think he spent the night at Jerry Jones' house? And who spends the night in an interview? If I'm interviewing for the job, I don't need to spend a night. You gonna give me the job? Okay, we good. I'll be at work tomorrow. Yeah, that's a yes man. You just come in here and do what I tell you to do. And we'll be all good. See? 5 years later, he won nothing. Right? That goes with that other 9, I think it was, that he didn't win in Green Bay. And he gonna put in another 5 in Pitt. You can't. Leaders are the ones who make the noise. You don't see no yes men out here winning. I haven't seen it yet. Let me see. Let's see if I can name a few. Belichick? Nope. Bill Parcells? Nope. Walsh? Nah. Who else? Can't think of the coach's name up there in Seattle right now. He couldn't have been one. The point is, yes men do not win because they're listening to what they should do instead of feeling and knowing what they should do and how they should make those men play. So Dallas has the stars, like the one on the helmet. Seattle got the chip, like the one in Sam Darnold's hands. Yep. And that's why Emmitt saved 3 Super Bowls and an MVP. 15 years playing, and the numbers didn't say that. That's the kind of bravado you like to see. Because, you know, all this politically correct stuff, it's all right. You know, you don't want to get out there and get to wilding out too much. But at the end of the day, that authenticity comes out and it's better than anything else. They saying what they said, and that's the way it is. So I was glad to see Emmitt out there because, you know, a lot of you Cowboy fans just started. I'll take you back to the 70s. So we know about this this tradition that ain't happening no more because this is the new Al Davis. I've been saying it. Y'all gonna get it pretty soon. And he sat up there and he picked CeeDee Lamb and all these names, and he ain't pushed them to. He hasn't gotten a coach that will push them to their highest limits yet. A real coach will push the team to get the best they can give them, i.e. Jimmy Johnson. You gonna give me your best or you gonna get out of here? That's it. That's it. And that's what he got. But McCarthy and the 10 other coaches that's been in Dallas, none of them succeeded at anything. Right now in Dallas, if you get to the playoffs, you're successful. That's the dumbest. Woo, don't give me the cussing on Valentine's Day. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it short. I just want to get out here right quick for Valentine's Day and put out this video. When I saw, and of course this video was from 6 days ago, but I couldn't get to it because there were so many other things happening back to back. So I finally got to it. But trust me, I was that way when I first saw it. And I was thinking, wow, that's good. That's Emmitt coming out, putting them on blast. Now, I can tell you it's not going to make any difference. Jerry Jones and crew is in superstar mode. They don't give a crap what you say. The agenda is the agenda. And they're gonna run that agenda until they can't run it no more. And I don't even have to tell you when that is. So, for all you Cowboy fans, just be patient. You're going to have to live a little longer and things might change. But it looks like to me that, it's just going to be fun to know you as a Cowboy fan. You can live off of what they did long time ago, like the Raiders. Raiders ain't done nothing since the 70s. 83 with Marcus Allen. Yeah. But that's the nature of the game. They're still watching. But I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed what he said, and I enjoyed all their authenticity. So I'm cool with it. So it's just that simple. And that's all I have today. Thanks for joining. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, just remember, this is where a story has been spun. Take care, and happy Valentine's Day.